Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just wanted to tell y'all about my most recent potential deal lead that came through. A gentleman gave me a call on Friday, so 3 days ago, just letting me know that he got my letter and that he had been thinking about selling his property. So the situation is, he purchased the property. He grew up in the area. He purchased the property from an old neighbor that he knew, that he grew up around, and he got it for pretty cheap. He planned on flipping it. He put quite a bit of money into it already, but he's just tired and doesn't feel like finishing all the repairs to complete the flip. It's a pretty decent house. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot house, and it's not in the hood, but it's not too bad of an area. Cashmere Gardens. It's a lot of things going on in the area. Kind of not really gentrification just yet, but it's a lot. It's some decent houses in the area. For a flip though, on that specific street and everything, the numbers don't really add up. So I don't know if he even looked at that or looked at the ARVs in the area or any comps, because there's basically no comps in the area, and yeah, it just doesn't really make sense for a flip. But I didn't let him know that at all. So I went and saw the house. It's damn near 75%, maybe even 80% complete. The only thing it needs is a brand new roof, like completely, like from the plywood to the shingles to the fascia, soffit, all that stuff. New siding, and the detached garage needs to be replaced or fixed up, and flooring in two bedrooms and a hallway, and some drywall in some random spots, but it's probably about 95% painted, and drywall and everything's up and everything, and granite on the kitchen countertops, which he already has there, just sitting on the side, in a couple of rooms, ready to be installed. And one of the restrooms needs to be completed, but he has all of the vanities and toilets and everything. So it's crazy how he is stopping. I would, at least if I were him, finish it up and rent that bad boy out if it doesn't sell. But anyways, he started at $70,000 that he wanted, over the phone. And then, but a key thing that he told me was, at that point I was like, he's not gonna be motivated at all. So I didn't give up, but I was like, dang, he's not gonna be as motivated as I thought. So after he said 70, he said, but I'm not a real estate guy, and maybe you can get me down to my senses. So I was like, I just went with it, like, okay, yeah, I can definitely help you out with that. We can come to a fair number. So that was great. That's when I dug in a little more to find out exactly the situation. And basically, just he's tired and doesn't feel like finishing, the whole flipping thing. He said he watched a couple shows and got inspired, but obviously it's not for everybody. So I scheduled an appointment for yesterday, Sunday. Got there, took all my pictures, took a couple videos, and when we started talking about numbers, the numbers at the end of the appointment, I was like, so can you remind me where you're at, numbers wise? And he said, well, I kind of, I've been thinking around 60. So already he dropped $10,000, which was good. Sorry, my wife is texting me. So already we're down 10,000. We dropped 10,000 from 70 to 60. And then I started walking around again, just randomly pointing out flaws and everything some more. I did that initially too. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, the numbers just don't look right. I don't know what me and my wife are going to do. I was telling him that we really have to base it off the numbers. We can't go off of speculation. And I showed him that there were literally no sales in the area in the last 6 months, really, and that it really wouldn't make sense for a flip, and that it would just be tough. So he said, "We'll throw a number out." So I thought for literally, I was stalling for like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes, just making him think that it was tough. I was like, dang, I don't. Jeez, that's exactly how I was doing it. And then I threw out 45. He thought about it. He paced a little bit around the room, basically, I guess, kind of doing the same thing I was doing. And he said, "Nah, couldn't do it." And I said, "Okay, well, give me a counter." Then he threw out 55, and then I did the same thing. I was like, is that the best you can do? It's going to take a lot of money to get the roof situated. The whole detached garage we have to replace. I was talking about the driveway. I even threw in the mailbox, everything that we would have to do and pay for. And I was like, okay, so maybe we can meet in the middle. I threw out 49. He did the same thing. He ran around, he walked around. I don't know. And then he threw out 50, and I was like, so is that the best you can do? And he was like, more than likely that's going to be the number we're gonna stick with. Then he said, but let me think about it. Let me talk with my wife. And he said he was going to sleep on it. And I should have just made him sign the contract right then and there. I shouldn't have let him, leave without signing or sleep on it. But I was like, okay, sleep on it. I told him to make sure you cook a thick steak and some potatoes so you can sleep good. And ironically, he bought a steak that day and was marinating them at the house. So we turned the whole conversation into building more rapport. He was showing me pictures. Telling me how to cook a steak. I was telling him that I was a horrible barbecuer. I was asking about if he used coals or gas. So we got into a whole 15-20 minute conversation about steaks. Then we came right back around to the numbers, and he said 50 more than likely will do it. So he just wants to sleep on it. So today, I'm hoping he gives me a call and we talk, and we agree to the 50. So when it comes to my exit strategy, trying to figure out what I want to do. With this property, I've been really looking into wholesaling, meaning you purchase a property, don't do anything. If you do something very minimal and put it right back on the market and list it. My mentor actually does this quite a bit, and you can make a lot more money than just a raggedy little assignment fee, because you're exposing this property to hundreds, thousands, millions of people on the MLS, multiple listing service. So I'm thinking about, I don't have $50,000, but I can come up with probably about 25, 26, and possibly partner with somebody and then wholesale it. Maybe, I'm just throwing this out there, maybe start it at like 80. It's people out there who will purchase a property that's 75 to 80% done, and will pay some money. A lot of people out there can't qualify for conventional loans, so they might have the cash or just figure something out. So that's a possibility. I've already contacted a friend of mine who's been wanting to invest. He has quite a bit of cash laying around, so that's a possibility. But if that doesn't work out, I'm gonna run it past my mentor. If that doesn't work out, I'm going to wholesale it, and I'm thinking maybe I could start it out at like 65 or something, because like I said, it's almost ready. It's almost ready to go. And yeah, that's 15,000 right there. And if I have to work it down, still a good chunk. So it's a lot of options. It's still very fresh. I'm still trying to figure out the best route. I stayed up pretty late last night just brainstorming on the best situation, best thing for me and everything. So we'll see what happens. Before any of that, I have to get a signed contract. I have to get an agreement signed. So I'm just waiting for him to give me a call. If he doesn't call me before like 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, I'll give him a call and just go from there. But yeah, that's what's going on. Hopefully it works out. My other deal before this that I spoke about, the probate situation, I haven't heard back from the title company yet. It's Monday. It's still early. There's an eclipse today, so I understand people might be outside the office. So I'm going to give them until tomorrow. If I don't hear back from them, follow up with them and see what's going on. That's about it. That is absolutely it. If you have any questions, definitely reach out. Subscribe, share, do it all, guys. Comment below if you have questions. Or if you're like wondering why I'm doing something, definitely ask those questions. Cause I'm still learning, this would be my first wholesale deal if we do it. And I don't know how to do this shit, but I mean, I'm gonna do it and just learn step by step as we go, or as I go. So yeah, have a great productive Monday. Don't stare into the eclipse too long or you will die. You won't die, but that's what people are acting like they're gonna die. I've looked into the sun for like minutes at a time, and I was fine, so anyways, I'm rambling and I'm saying a lot, so y'all reach out, subscribe, talk to y'all later, take action. All right, bye.